Kāds var pārbaudīt, pusē? Kāds var pārbaudīt YouTube streamu? Viss kārtībā. Ar skaņu viss kārtībā.
Sorry, man ir noklāja, es tev neparedzēšu.
Tā, es tikmēr parunāšu kaut ko, lai var notestēt skaņu. YouTube.com/GameDev.
Es domāju, ka to vārdu dod tikai, ja tev ir 100 subscriberi.
Kāpēc domāt, ka mums nav?
Man liekas, ka tev ir 48, ne?
Varbūt. Nē, mēs pieregistrējām tad, kad...
Tas, kad vēl varēja.
Nerāda? Interesanti. Varbūt, ka tur ir... Nē, man rāda. Gan... Varbūt...
We're trying to set up the screen because usually... Last time it worked out with the balls, but today...
Varbūt vajag...
So is this your first time? If you're a game developer somewhere else.
Dīvaini.
Where do you come from?
England.
Oh.
Stream options.
How long?
Since July.
Alright. I lived here since August 8 and 9.
When did you leave before?
I have no idea. Depends on your religion, I guess.
Everywhere.
Like, you know, this Dalai Lama walks into eats a bar and says, make me one with everything. Patiesībā Austrālijas teva hosts.
Tā, kas notiek ar skaņu?
Austrālijas teva hosts vienreiz pastāstīja par Dalai Lama, un viņš nesaprast to joku, kur tie
Jā, tas normāli. Jā, ļoti labi.
Mēs publicējamies janvārī, mums viss ir gatavs, mēs viņš negribu publicēties pirms decembrē.
Labi, tad sākam. Tad laipni aicināt 43. GameDev Meetupā. Sveiciens arī visiem, kas skatās streamu. Un tad mēs sāksim ar Vladimiru Slavu un prezentāciju par daļiņu sistēmu atmiņas optimizāciju.
Labdien! Nu, grūti to saukt par optimizāciju, jo tieši šī metode prasa tik daudz vietas. Cik jūs varat? Šeit stāvēšu, ja?
Jā.
Ok. Patiesībā es angļu valodā pārslēgšos, varbūt, jo šodien ir. Okay, I'll just allow myself to present in English today for everyone, for you guys. Lots of love. Never mind. Okay, so basically the idea is when I started to develop games for mobile platforms, one of the things was that I want a lot of objects on the screen at the same time. For example, like, you know, the particles have huge explosions. Sometimes it's the smoke, or you just have a lot of enemies that you want to reuse. So naturally, well, you know, the first thing that you want to do is just, okay, spawn the particle time over, let's delete it from the memory and forget it at once. So where's the problem? Actually, I've described the problem already, but yeah, we want to make the game more appealing by adding more special effects. And a lot of Android devices still cannot handle lots of particles. And why is that? I'm going to tell you why, because of... Oh, the slide is still loading, so I'll just talk the idea overall. So yeah, you know, the basic method is you create a new particle, then you check the particle time. If it expires, you delete it, right? But it's not so simple, because one of the things that is going to be in your way is nope. All right, I think the animation just messed it up.
That's a Mac.
Yeah. No, it's all right. It's just my lousy presentation skills. See, now it's just slowing forward, but you have the idea. You guys notice everything, right?
Yes.
Yes. That happens when you put the monkey in front of a Mac. Never mind. Elvis, how do I control this beast? Just a moment. Be patient. Basically, it would be much faster to restart it right now, but yeah, now you just like what? Great. So yeah, the problem is the memory management. If you have the Android and you use the Java to make apps, then you know that one point you cannot really control the garbage collector, right? It's just an entity by itself. So, all right. Thank you. So yes, the garbage collector prefers to empty the memory in chunks. So, you just keep creating, deleting objects and deleting objects, and then you create some more, and then you delete some more. And then at one point, your game freezes for maybe 0.2 seconds, but it's already enough to notice what's going on, especially if your game is action game, but not a turn-based game. But in turn-based games, you'll notice this too. Anyway, so the solution would be to use the pooling. And the pooling is simple. Instead of deleting the object, you just mark it as unused. Is it going to go to the next slide? I'm just worried,
Yes.
Yes? All right. So instead of deleting the object, you just mark the object as unused. And whenever you want to use a new object, you just call a special function called, for example, obtain, which returns you either the object that has been marked unused, or it creates a completely new object. Well, thank you. He's very kind. I just want you to know this is Elvis. He's the main guy in the game dev community. He is the go-to guy when something happens, and he's very generous with his presentation skills. That's why he allows me to present stuff sometimes. I really appreciate Elvis. You're a good man. So if I go further, great. So yeah, the solution is pooling. Whenever we request a new object, we just check if we have existing unused objects. If we do, then we just reinitialize that object with the new values. And if we don't, we simply initialize the new object. Well, you do what you gotta do, right? So to do that, I'm just giving my example how I implemented it. But we have a simple particle engine. Basically, it's the list of particles that are currently in use. So there are two functions for the presentation's sake. One is update. When we go through all the particles, check if update the particle. For example, if we have a moving particle, it just moves, progresses somewhere. And after that, we just go through the list again. If the particle is alive, we do nothing. If the particle is dead, then we just release the particle, marking it as unused. Just saying, okay, don't use this particle anymore, but keep it in memory. And we remove the particle from the active particle list. And well, the draw function simply draws all the active particles. Well, that's an important part. And for the particle itself, well, in case of libgdate, that's the library I'm using, you just implement a pullable method, which requires you to add, to override the interface functions, methods, to override the methods. And, well, yeah, it's an abstract class. It doesn't do anything. What you should pay attention to is that constructor is protected. You cannot simply initialize the particle. It's a good idea to do it in your games too, no matter if you use Java or Unity, if you use this approach, of course. So yeah, it just, you cannot simply initialize the particle, but there's a public function in it, which is responsible for initializing the particle and assigning the initial values to it. So yeah, every time we want to use the particle, we just call the init function. But yeah, how does it work if our constructor is protected? Well, for example, if we look at the explosion particle, see this animation which plays whenever you destroy something. I'm sure you've seen it. So yeah, the animation that plays when you've seen it, there's a special particle class that overrides the particle. And there's a static public function called create, which, well, creates the particle. And what it does is it checks the explosion particle pool right here. So the pool tries to give the unused particle. If it cannot, it just calls the new object particle, which creates the new explosion particle. The pool is static, so pool is present in like it's one object instead of an instantiated object. If that makes any sense, I'm just afraid, guys. I'm just a scared little manic here today. But yeah, the idea is there's an init function which initializes the particle, just sets the values, it sets the animation because I have multiple explosions, and the update function basically checks if the animation is finished, and if it is finished, it just says the particle is not alive anymore. And the release function, which is called in the engine, whenever we want to destroy something, like, no, it's not the engine yet. So whenever we want to destroy something, we just call the release function, right? And release function in the case of explosion is very simple. It just says to our pool that the pool should mark this object as unused. So the pool handles it internally, says this object is unused, and when we call obtain function, when we create a particle, it checks, do we have an unused object? Yes, we do. Then we just return it. Oh, we don't? Then we call the new object function, which simply creates the empty particle. But you also need to init it and then return it. So that's how the new particle is made. And actually using the engine, just a small bit about it, is well, similar to what you have a model view controller approach in web development. I think it makes sense to split your games in similar way. If you're not using component system like Unity does, which is a pretty good approach too, but it's also MVC in some ways. Whatever. The idea is that I have the view which handles all the particles, because particles do not affect the game, but the logics telling them when the view should create the particles. So the game logic is simple. I have the interface logic event listener, which is passed from the game screen to avoid circular dependencies. Like, so the logic would not call game screen directly, but call the listener. It also makes the testing much easier. You can create a mock object which implements the interface of logic event listener and then call the functions to check if they're working. And the game screen, it defines the particle engine by itself. It creates the logic, and whenever logic sends some event, for example, when bullet has collided, it just sends the on-bullet collision call. We play the explosion sound, for example, and we create a new particle, and we don't worry about it anymore. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's the animation of how my game should look like, but it's not playing for now. It was playing before, right? You guys seen it? Say yes, please. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. But yeah, that's about it. The game screen. Yeah, that's the game screen with the animation. And that's pretty much it. Thank you. That's just what I tried to explain briefly. Any questions? One thing that I should add. If you create a lot of memory, then you should have the mechanism to reduce this memory. For example, if you're not using explosion particle for some time, but you've created like 20 explosions before, you should somehow handle the reduction of those explosion particles in the memory, just because for the memory conservation purposes, sometimes. This is an open question. I sometimes just check the time that, well, keeping the average amount of particles used, and if something bad happened, or if we were not using a lot of particles for some time, just reduce the amount of particles in the pool. Questions? Yes. No, you first.
You mentioned the garbage collection. Would it not be possible to have your game update and rendering on a separate thread? Is that not something possible on Android?
Technically, whenever you have a garbage collection happening, the whole screen freezes.
Thread save.
Yes, it's like, thank you, that thread saves the word.
So the question is, these garbage collected languages, these are really ugly for things like particles, as you already mentioned. And the question is, do you have any mechanism to store all these particles in the same area of memory? Because you know the cache misses all the time. Search there, copy everything to cache, read, then search for the next particle there. Again, copy everything to CPU cache. Is it possible to somehow force it to hold everything like in the same place?
That's a good question, but I honestly don't know. I'm not sure if you can hold them in the same place that easily. I don't think the garbage collectors are essentially evil for the small games. I mean, it's not a huge game that I'm having.
No, it's evil for particles
Well,
because of the cache.
yes, probably. You can still use it, you just need the workarounds. Right.
Okay.
But the idea is that it's very complicated to paint it black and white. I mean, the term of evil is a relative term which perceived differently from the person to the person. What seems evil to one, but it is evil in this case. I think.
You can get a lot of cool stuff with aligned memory. The first is you are checking with if every particle, if it's alive, render it. If is a branch which is really slow.
Right.
You should keep everything like in the same memory, and then have an account where to stop, and just go through and then stop and render all the particles. And whenever some particle dies, you just copy everything up, shift all the particles up, and it will be a lot faster.
That's Java. It's managed.
Yeah, but if you get everything in the same memory, you can do things like that. Not managed. Is it possible to like make a raw buffer that is not managed, just one big buffer, and hold the first 3 bytes are the first 12 bytes? What? Yes, array, but there are like a lot of parameters, like position, rotation, color, everything.
I get what you are asking, but
Can you do that in Java? Yeah, well, that's the question about Java.
yeah, I honestly don't know. But I mean, the array list just stores the pointers to the particles
Yeah, and
themselves.
that's really
but
bad for cache. Really,
Right.
really bad.
because it doesn't store the
It's
particles in
so
one
slow you can't
chunk.
even imagine.
Right. Okay.
Another question.
Yes,
You should have plugged your game more.
I should.
Presentation.
I should plug my
Yeah,
game more.
yes.
Yeah.
What does it
didn't
mean?
see a name
plug?
of the game.
Oh.
Presentation.
And the link and,
Yeah.
and comment by.
What? You
And
guys
your
are
social
developers. Why would you be interested in games? But yeah, my game name is. I'm just sorry, just marking it as a chance. My game name is Frequent Flyer. I'm just telling it. You fly the planes around, you unlock new planes, and basically that's the cycle continues, and you survive for as
And
long
it's
as
available
possible.
on Steam.
It's going to be available on January 17. The Steam page is already on. But yeah, I just wanted to show the particles as an example. In this case, thank you for the suggestion. No, really, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks everyone.
Okay. Yeah. So the next presentation will be by me. I'm Elvis Strasdiņš. And so it's 6 things you didn't know about Steam Greenlight. And those of you who were in Game On in Lithuania and Vilnius, you saw the presentation by Agnieszka Shostak. She was a PR specialist for Witcher 3. And I didn't stall the presentation. I asked her if I can use the presentation. She agreed. She was totally supported me, and yeah, she's actually a really good person. And if you need PR for your game, just search for her on Facebook and ask. This presentation is 6 things, but actually don't count because it's more. It's a lot more. There are more suggestions that you should do when entering the Steam Greenlight. So the first thing, the myth that everybody says is that you have to promote your game to actually get your game greenlit. That's a myth That's totally false. You don't have to be you don't have to promote it. You don't have to do anything with the game. Just put it on Steam Greenlight. There is a lot of examples. One example that Agnieszka mentioned was the game Vampires. They just put it in 2012 in Greenlight, and then 2 years later, they forgot about the game and they didn't think that they will ever be greenlit. And 2 years later, they just receive email, "Oh, you have been greenlit," and the same is with the Latvians. Next level, they had the game, this tower defense game, and they also put it in 2012 or something or 13. I don't remember. And they also like more than a year later received the email when they have forgotten about the game and they had no plans to actually continue it. So this is how it looks. This is the enjoy the feeling. You will get this feeling when you put your game on Steam Greenlight. When you see this on your page, oh my God, what the feeling. uh, so yeah, media coverage is not essential. Forget about that. Everybody says that you have to get in media. You have to everybody to be hyped about your game and write. That's not true. So a few facts from Agnieszka's presentation. There were in the summer in August 1,826 games, and for example, Kotaku had only 20 articles this year about Greenlight games. Only 20. Polygon had 15. PC Gamer had 3, and none of them were about games, but just about Greenlight as a platform and thoughts about Greenlight. Um, Rock Paper Shotgun, one article about Greenlight, and others didn't write about Greenlight at all. So nobody writes about Greenlight. So don't think that everybody will be hyped about your game or something, and when you launch the game, nobody writes about it. Don't be sad. That's normal. So this is from me. Everybody thinks that you actually have to have a game already done when you enter Greenlight, and you have to get a demo available or something. That's not true. You can just create a video and post it on YouTube, or just one screenshot, or maybe draw it by hand and just write down the idea. You are totally free to post anything on Steam Greenlight, and it is good idea to actually have a game ready. So you just post it on Steam Greenlight and immediately launch on Steam, but you are not required to do that, and probably you will get your game greenlit without everything, without that. Yeah, so we with our game Bear Slayer, when we entered Greenlight, we had a demo version there, and just a few stats. So we have 174 Windows downloads during the Greenlight during the 10-day period, and 38 Mac downloads. And when the Greenlight campaign finished, people still downloaded the game. So in total, there were 335 Windows downloads and 153 Mac downloads. Build a community. So another thing, you don't have to have a community when you enter Greenlight, but it's a good idea to have one because to sell actually your game and to get greenlit faster, you have to have somebody that knows your game. But people go to Greenlight organically. You don't have to have links spammed everywhere. You will still get people there because there are people who just browse all the games and just vote for everybody. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And also there are some people that just send, hey, look at this game to a friend, and friend votes. So the traffic in Steam, the Steam is actually like the best platform that game developer can imagine nowadays. None of other platforms will actually drive so many people to your game. Even if it's a total garbage, Steam will just organically drive people to it. And yeah, so that's the first platform that you should actually consider when launching game. Uh, So these are our stats of Bear Slayer. As you can see, not a huge community. Actually, the third announcement was made after I made this presentation. So we had only 2 announcements. We had only 35 comments. That's not a lot, and still we got Greenlight in 10 days. Uh, so yeah, also a myth that you have to promote your campaign. Not true. You don't have to do that, but it's a good idea to do that. And also, if you have a campaign, a marketing plan or something like 1 month before launch, you are late. You have to do that from day 1, day 0. When you have an idea about a game, start promoting it. You don't have anything, promote it still. Just tell about your idea, or I don't know, just promote it all the time. Uh, yeah, another myth, you don't have to be in top 100. So Steam will show you these. You have this amount of votes to top 100. You have to get this to get top 100, and so on, so on. I don't know why they show that, but you don't have to be in top 100. And actually, that is our case with the Bear Slayer. We weren't in top 100, even near the top 100, and we still got greenlit really fast. So these are our stats. So we had 44 yes votes, 44% yes, and 56% no, and that was far from top 100. I will show you actual vote count later. So another myth is that you have to have at least 2,000 votes, and then people like there is this organic traffic that comes from Steam when you are in the first page of Greenlight, and it disappears like 2 or 3 days or 4 days after you launch on Greenlight, and that's it. Like you get maybe 1 or 2 or 3 votes a day, and you are like, damn, I will never get 2,000 votes this way. But you don't have to get 2,000 votes. The main idea is that if somebody shows interest about your game, then there are these waves when games are accepted in Greenlight, and you just have to. If you don't get in the first wave, you will get in the second. But it's usually like that. It's usually like a few weeks or a month or something. Uh, yeah, so there was this idea from Agnieszka that you have to at least have a few hundred votes, and you get a few of them from your Facebook friends. If your Facebook friends or Twitter followers don't vote for your game, then think about what you are doing and whether you should actually make games, maybe do something else. These are the stats about Bear Slayer. Only 516 votes, and that got us greenlit in 10 days. So that's not even close to 2,000. And yeah, unique visitors only 2,000, a bit more. Uh, and another myth is that you get greenlit once and then you can launch whatever game you want. And another myth is that you have to actually be greenlit to get in on Steam. No, these are both myths. They're like everything is decided by this guy. So you can just post your game on Greenlight, and he sends you a letter, and that's it. You don't have to be in Greenlight. You just get on Steam directly. Uh, he decides whether you have to actually greenlight your other games. He can give you permission to post your games or whatever games you want. He decides everything. And an interesting story. Agnieszka was PR specialist of this game. It's called Hatred, and it was available also. You could play in Game On, and their story was as follows. They entered the Steam Greenlight on December 15, 2014, and they were banned immediately because the game was too violent. And in the same evening, they were removed from the Greenlight. And the next day, Valve they understood what they did, and this man sent a personal letter to the developers, apologized, and they were back on Greenlight next day. But what a huge PR that was for the game. It's now still to date. It is the most upvoted game ever on Greenlight. Just because they created a violent game that was banned for a day from Greenlight. So a bad PR is also PR. Yeah, so that's it. My presentation. I had the idea that I wanted to encourage you make games and enter Greenlight. Just do it right now. Just do it. So, do you have any questions?
I'm just.
How do you respond to the vault sellers that shamelessly appear on your comment page of the game if you want to greenlit?
What?
How do you respond, or how do you deal with people that's
Oh, bad
try
comments.
to sell your votes on comment page?
Sell me vote.
Yeah.
I
There was one case from one of our own local developers, and he actually kind of responded to the guy, and a few of the users on the comment page were all like, "No, don't respond to him." No.
Oh yeah, actually, this is really popular. I saw comments in one recent game in Greenlight that guy said, I downloaded the game. I like pressed no because you have friends in your Steam that are actively selling votes for Greenlight. Yeah, that's pretty popular now. But as Agnieszka said, and I can just repeat, don't do that. Don't buy Greenlight votes. Never do that, and never even talk to them, and don't accept their friend requests. Never, because that can harm you. You will get greenlit, definitely, like 100%. Your game must be a total garbage to not be greenlit. So, yeah, I hope I
Do
answered.
you delete their comments or just say to them "fuck off"?
I'm not sure. Can we can we delete comments there?
Yes, you can.
Oh, but we don't delete the comments. They can like the numbers go up, you know. More comments, better.
No, I just
Yeah.
want.
Es necentīšos runāt angliski. Vai Steams ir tiešām nepieciešams, jo palielam jau mums ir savs community Facebookā vai YouTube'ā. Mēs varam pārdot viņu savā mājaslapā.
So is the Steam required? You can sell your game on your homepage. Yes, it is definitely required. It's the only way to sell game nowadays. Only. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you can sell your game on your homepage. No, you will not do that.
That's not healthy attitude. I mean, Steam is almost available right now.
Yeah, definitely. But you have no choice. You can be arrogant and just say like piss off and something and not earn anything.
Okay, but continuing on this idea, but why do you believe that? I see only problem when you have forbidden of Steam because I have to go. I need to be greenlight. I can publish my game on Google Play like something.
Yeah, good luck with that. We published our game on App Store and like
Well, okay, you get some organic traffic. Okay, this is for free. This is I understand of Steam.
yeah. Most of the games on App Store and Android Store and all the other itch.io and all the other stores, all the developers that are there, they don't earn anything. Most of them. Yeah, there are some, but come on, what is the probability that you will earn anything on these platforms? That you will be in this top 1%? But on Steam Greenlight, like almost everybody who launches there, like not everybody, but most of the developers, if you have something decent to show, you will earn. And well, there is no competition for Steam right now. If you want to earn money, just go to Steam. And like we have this. There is a caveman game by Amatniks, and he created it like in a year, and he just graduated high school, and he earned. Well, you can go to steamspy.com and see what he earned. And the game was, if he launched the same game on any other platform, he would earn zero, maybe $1 from his mother. I don't know. So, no, don't fool yourself and do what's right for now.
Continuing on the same topic, isn't the main problem about selling your game on your own website basically marketing?
Yes,
Because,
of course.
You just have to have a huge marketing and basically a huge community beforehand.
Yes. There are a lot of statistics from Amanita Design. They're selling their game on their homepage, on Steam, on some other platforms, on App Store, and most of the revenue is coming from their Steam page. From their homepage, this is insignificant, some small money, because when you launch on Steam, you get 4 million, I guess, 4 million views from Steam. They guarantee that you will get 4 million views. You just have to take like 1% from all these guys that watch your game. Just get to your Steam page and make them buy your game, and you are rich as hell. No, none of the other platforms guarantees you that. You get like 100 views on all the other stores combined.
The best thing about that, you get several waves, I think 4.
Yes, four waves.
With planning to target
Actually, 5 waves.
After each patch, you get 500,000.
500,000, yes. And if you launch as we do on early access, we get additional waves. Yeah, 1 wave.
The idea is, if you want to launch it on Greenlight, you should probably hurry up. It's the different discussion topic, but in the apocalypse is real because 36% of the Steam games have been released this year, guys. It's going to become a new Android, this Google Play market, to be honest. Like, if we're completely honest. But yeah, it's easy to pass Greenlight now, so good news. Huh?
Yeah, one more thing. I have talked to people about goodoldgames.com because it's hard to get there and it's like pretty clean platform, but none of the developers actually earn a lot of money there. You still can earn more on Steam than on Good Old Games, even though it's a lot more harder to get there. Drop what? Greenlight? Well, we don't know. This guy is the only one who knows is Greenlight being dropped or not.
The Steam was planning to drop Greenlight since 2014, but they couldn't find any.
Well, there are rumors all the time. Like every single month, there is a rumor that Greenlight is being dropped, but Valve hasn't supported any of these rumors. Okay, so.
Only one time, and they don't take it. They just put it.
So the next presentation, Iman Zarembo, about their experience at Casual Connect Asia.
You know what happened when they first launched the Greenlight?
Yeah. They all shit.
Yeah, there were lots of shit.
I think if they are going to get rid of it, they're going to basically make this a legalized page and got something on the most
Right.
I think that was the plan. Just being quiet and stuff.
Good evening, everyone.
Man nav brīvo USB. Un man streams iet. Tu nevari iet pēc tam?
Man ir draivā, bet tas ir čakars.
Tur ieldoties ir draivā?
Uz streama?
Nē, tu streamojies, tas ir kaut. Bet varbūt
We've got some PRs ready.
Pagaidiet.
That makes sense.
Good point, mēs būtu paši streamā.
The way the Steam works with the build system, like our game's quite big, 8 gig.
So you have to re-upload it, right? Yeah.
But thankfully with Steam, it's one of the influence to change files. With the engine, you can split the files like it could be just one big file. Since that helps.
My first game was like 200 megabytes probably, so I never had this problem. But I can imagine that it can be hard. So you're just modeling stuff?
I do programming, not modeling, not really texture.
So how long have you been here?
I started working on this one like I was brought onto the team. I posted something on Facebook and he saw it and hired me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lucky. Kind of the reason that I'm still here and now I live here. So. But,
is your team here?
Oh no, he's based in Texas. Someone in Germany.
Nice. After. Курил.
Edgy.
Hey, can I translate tonight with my other keynotes?
Okay.
I'm just really curious. I mean, you probably like looking before you guy and something to speak. Oh, of course. I think at first it's different.
We was on the top 10. Just need to get more updates out. It's been a bit difficult. Our programmer kind of left us. But most of the stuff is included.
I know how.
Tu ir kaut kāds animācijas arī?
Es jau zinu tagad, ka nevajag nekā animācijas.
Tad pēdējais.
Jā. Vienalga, kur.
So you're doing
Es sagatavoju abus laikus.
Tad PPTX būtu labāk, jā?
I can do it. I just don't. Not the way that my brain works.
I'm a big fan of C++ actually, but you know, if you work on the big games, that will make sense. But if you work on the smaller ones, then just use Java.
All right, great. So, once again, my name is Simons from South Park Game Studio, and we submitted our game Dungeons of Resurrect to Casual Connect Tel Aviv in late August, and were selected for Indie Prize, the sub-event of Casual Connect for indies, where they can submit their game, and if the game is selected, they get, well, in that event, I'm not sure about all the other events because Tel Aviv is only one of the events, and the following event will be in Berlin this spring, and well, probably my talk will be the most relevant to the people who want to be in Berlin or in the following Casual Connect. And Resurrect was selected, which meant we had 2 passes to the event with accommodations. Our only expenses was getting there and eating something there. So this is our investment for going. So obviously we went to Israel with our game. We have a PC game, but as it turns out, Casual Connect is not so casual because they selected mobile and I'll say non-mobile games in equal parts. First of all, this event took place in a really unfortunate time for us, or unfortunate, I'm not sure, because the day before going to Tel Aviv, we were in Lithuania, and we had to like rush from Vilnius to Riga
on a flight, and we didn't have much things to take with us. It was like logistics disaster, basically. We had small suitcases because reasons, and so our preparations were really small. We took things which were left after game on, so the promotional materials to promote the game. So no big banners, no anything, only the small stuff. And the small stuff was wristbands. We had from this year's Gamescom leftovers. We didn't waste all our wristbands on Game On, which we could have done because there's a lot of players. And we saved some for Casual Connect because it's cool and stuff. And we had some stickers left because guys who printed our stickers basically fucked up one set of stickers and they did another one for free. So we had that one left. And this is basically the stuff we took with us to Casual Connect to promote the game. And the event took place in a local concert hall, which basically had several floors. The first floor on the left was mainly for mobile advertisers, mobile monetization and stuff. Well, basically those blue small thingies, those are stands. And the big hall was a concert hall where the talks was happening, where the awards took place, and on the right was the second floor, and these green areas were stands for indies. So basically, we had the whole second floor with middle cutout. That was well, basically viewed to the first floor. On the up in the image were non-mobile game stands, and on the opposite side was mobile game stands. So approximately equally distributed because well, there was another table here. I'm not sure how many games there were. Like 40 games were selected for indie prize, roughly, and we're somewhere here. 10, 11 proves that we were there. I'm not lying here. This was our great stand. It was really magnificent. As you can see, we had, as they said, 90 by 90 centimeters of space, roughly. So we had about that much space to put our stuff. And the guys from other tables asked, can we put our bags here? Because we have no place to put them anywhere. So the space was quite limited for our games. The event was 3 days long. Games were nominated for various prizes during these days, and in the final day there were award ceremony where these games received prizes and nominations. There was an interesting mechanic how they marked games that are nominated. There were banners on both sides of the halls. On the one side was a banner with all mobile games, and on the other side was a banner with all non-mobile games. And at the day 3, some of these games had stickers in the prize nominee in front of them, and some didn't. And Resurrect didn't have a sticker, so I was like, oh well. What was my surprise when during the awards, our game Resurrect was nominated for the most innovative game of Casual Connect. Unfortunately, we didn't win the award, but my face is slightly visible in a crowd of people on the stage after everybody has gotten their rewards. So honorable mention and stuff. So basically, this was the event in very short description. What I didn't think it will be. It was it was only industry only event, so there was almost no players at all. So our game was during these 3 days. Our game was played like 10 times by fellow developers out of boredom or curiosity, mostly. So there was no players. There were developers and basically staff from other booths who had to promote their monetization apps and stuff. There were like two publishers who came and asked, "Are you on mobile?" And I said no, and they just turned around and went away. There was one guy who wanted to invest in VR, so he would pay your team wages. You pitch him an idea of VR. He pays you wages and splits revenue 50-50 after that. That was the best thing, the best connection I guess I made on that event. Well, an official part. There were plenty of good experiences in after parties. That was the best part.
Yes.
After parties were great. They were like really cool. People were throwing money out on these parties. Like the biggest sponsor was 101 Play Tika. They, well, I think they rolled money, so they showed that everything was Play Tika. To summarize a bit, what I liked about the event, we were nominated, which is nice. It was a bit unexpected, especially because of these stickers in inappropriate places. But why not? It was nice. After parties, basically, there were a lot of people from, well, I won't say from Russia, but people who spoke Russian. So the event was like 75% of people who spoke Russian in Israel. We met a Latvian woman who wanted to be a game artist and came to Casual Connect to make connections. So that was cool. Also, I wouldn't have flown to Israel, to Tel Aviv, just on a whim if the event didn't happen. And that was quite an experience for me because I haven't been to these parts of the world. The accommodations, the hostels that were provided for free was something. I probably don't want to talk about them on camera, as they say, but I can tell anybody who is interested that was quite something. Accommodations, yeah. What could be better, in my opinion? Well, Casual Connect was primarily about mobile games. For some reason, they included non-mobile games, but basically everything was about mobile games. So I'm not sure where their focus, because there were like half of games that are not mobile, and those people were like, "What are we doing here? What's up?" Good and the bad. There were only people from the industry. There were no players, potential customers. Nobody who played our game played it because they kind of liked it. They just wanted to see what everyone else did. There were people who just played a bit and started to pointing out, like finger pointing all the things, like in a, I wouldn't say nasty way, but not in a friendly way, like nitpicking your game, and you're like, yeah, that's good feedback. Thank you. That's a good feedback. Well, I don't know. And as I was told to be short, I'm done. Thank you.
You're not sure.
Yeah. I know, I'm tall. Thank you. If you have any questions, yeah, sure. On Facebook.
How many did participate in the competition together? Do you know the number?
In competition, like what?
To get to Tel Aviv.
There was a statistic. I'm afraid to lie to you now that there were around 1,000 submissions.
What?
I can't verify. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, that was posted in some sort of Facebook post. It wasn't. It wasn't real statistics like in a website. So I'm not sure.
Because this year in Europe it was like the most, and it was 400.
Maybe then my info is incorrect.
Yeah.
I won't argue about that. Anything else?
So, you wouldn't go again, or would you?
I would go to Tel Aviv again, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
not casual connect.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't, because we wanted to be diligent, and we sit through from like 9 to 5, and it was like, and it gets dark. Like Tel Aviv in the same time zone as we, and if we have total darkness in 4, they have total darkness at 4 as well, except it's plus 25, and the event ends at 5. You come out and it's night, and well, time to go to sleep. No, you feel like you have wasted a bit of time. And we had to go 2 people, because you can't really leave your table and go away if you go for yourself. So you have to have 2 people. Yeah, and that's a bit rough.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm pretty surprised about that, because in the Europe and in the USA it's a really cool event. We were last year in Europe, and it was sponsored by Facebook and a lot of big companies, and that was a really great event. And you already are late if you want to submit your game, but do it next year. I think it will be really great. But yeah, it's really like the main objective. Main games, there are mobile games, and if you don't have mobile games, then you're like going there just to party and have some feedback on your game, and that's it. But it's still really fun event. So the next presentation, Maris Bunkovskis, and he will tell us a few words about Global Game Jam.
Jā, pēc jā, nu, es pabeigšu visu. Jā.
What? Something broke, right?
No. Hi. A quick announcement. Next month will be next year. And with next year comes next Global Game Jam. We have been having this event for the past years, and this time we are also having it. So participate. It will be Game Jam, 48 hours. We will provide a location, awesome places to present yourself, provisions like some food, refreshments, and such. And you will be able to just chill for 48 hours with your friends and make games. The event itself starts on Friday, the 20th of January. You will start by gathering with some introductions. You will find out the theme of the event and network a little bit, and then make team, and then the event will start. And you will have time until Sunday, the 22nd, when there will be the grand closing event, where you will present your games, like mingle, and some people will check out your games and such. That event will happen in Reseba building. Am I correct?
At Mežaila 3.
At Mežaila 3. It's like right next to RTO buildings over the river, like on that side. It's right next to public transportation. It will have parking, so you can not worry about that. What else?
Basically.
There's some sort of fee?
No, this time there's no fee as usual, because we are sponsored by Game Insight. And they will provide the refreshments and such, and they are awesome sponsors so far, so you will be able to enjoy their hospitality. Yeah. Do you have any questions about this?
Nope. Basically, if you want. Anybody had a question? Just go ahead first.
You'll see. Either way, you can sign up in the event. When it will be published, we will tweet it from GameDev accounts, and you will be able to sign up via link. A few words?
Yeah, a few words. Basically, as he said, everything he said is correct. I'm not sure about the beer, but there are refreshments, so we're not trying to lure you by refreshments. The idea is that who participated in Garage 48 before? Well, basically, it's a hackathon. You get together, you meet other people, other cool people. Maybe you'll get Maris to be in your team. Maybe not. He's very good. He drew it. I actually am very impressed. But yeah, the idea is you gather your team. So if you're a programmer and can't draw, that's perfectly fine. You get there, you get a person who can draw, but you just need to find them fast. And then you just work for 48 hours, as much as you can, and build something. And at the end, you just show it off. No pressure if you've never developed a game. No pressure if you're like a big AAA developer. But yeah, the idea is that we all get together, but we all get together with something to do together. So this is very important, I think. Just showing us that we all are game developers, and there's a place for everyone.
Yeah, so basically everybody is invited. Either you want to make a digital game or a board game, doesn't matter. The event will be local with publishing your game to the global site. Like primary focus is on local and just having fun with your friends and enjoying the weekend and making the game.
About the open source.
Yes, it should be open source at the end.
Yeah. At the end, if you want to submit your game to the Global Game Jam site, it will have to be open source because you need to upload your source. Of course, you can keep it private if you choose to, but no, you can if you don't submit it.
Yes, you just choose
but if you want to submit it to the real game jam, you will need to keep it open source.
Yeah.
But the idea that you keep it open source up to this point, I mean the Surgeon Simulator, or what was its name, where you build the guy. After you leave the game jam, you can do whatever you want to. You don't have to upload the next source to that. But yeah, those 3 days that you've worked, 2 days that you work with, you just put it open source. That was a good point to say.
So yeah,
the question is there.
Question?
Just the source. I don't think it's totally free. Like you can use it commercially. The source, right? The license for the source.
Well, basically, you will need to upload the
Intellectual
project. You will own the rights, you will own everything, but you need to upload the project so you can see the code and so such.
Es nezinu par licenci, bet intelektuālu property tur ir teikts, ka tas ir tavs, bet tavu kodu varēs man šķiet ņemt jebkurš un būvēt uz savas mašīnas.
Jā.
Un tā kā...
Tur jāpalīdz, tas ir.
Jā, tur ir aprakstīts tas tieši. Tā kā on the side you can see what's going on, full description with this, because a lot of people worry about this, but yeah, there's a description on Google.
Okay, so any more questions?
Can you bring in your own refreshments? Yes.
We'll notify you about this. But the thing is, you need to bring your own computer. That we will not provide.
Okay.
Bring your own hardware.
These refreshments, these liquid refreshments, like this.
We'll notify you later about this.
You will be able to sleep there overnight.
Yes.
So if you want to do that, bring sleeping bags and stuff like that for doing that.
Are there showers?
There are no showers, only the toilet and a sink. So like the minimal stuff. So stuff for sleeping. If you want to stay overnight, it's we'll pay the security guard, so we will be able to move around like all day long and all night long. Just bring a sleeping bag because it will be cold there. I've been there. There's really chilly at night.
Kaspars and Vladimirs are also organizers of this event, so all the info is legit.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just a few words. The event is officially submitted and it's going to appear on the globalgamejam.org at the end of this week probably. But yeah, just look at the game developer. We'll get the news. Thank you, Marius.
So a few words from me. The first thing we'll end with the already traditional questions. So I will have 3 questions. As you know, we are launching our game on Steam in January. So 2 questions will be about my game. Well, actually not about my game, but about our epic poem Bear Slayer. So the first one who answers the question will get 1 key. So the question is, what was the name of the father of Bear Slayer? Maybe somebody knows. Okay, I suspected that nobody will know. What was the name of the wife of Bear Slayer? So the next question, what is the name of the author of the Bear Slayer? And now the free beer question. Be prepared. Be prepared. The first one who answers the question correctly will get a free beer. Be ready. So the question is, should you participate in Global Game Jam?
Yes! Everybody gets it.
Well, you were the first one, so you get the free beer. So the question part is over. Just a few things. The first is the submission for the game of the year is still open until December 31. So if you have a game done this year, and if the most of the team is Latvian, please submit and you have a chance to get an award. That will be in January. And the last one is the next meetup is January 11th. So see you in the meetup 44. And that's it in official part. And so open mic. So there is already one presentation. So please.
So hello there. The presentation isn't from me, it's from my students. About a month ago in Tallinn there was this yearly EGA Estonia organized hackathon, like a game jam, where people just gather around and drink booze, eat for free and stuff like that. It for 48 hours, similar to our global game jam, but with more sponsors. And the main objective is to gather around and make a game in 48 hours. There also are some theme to do that. In this year, there were again the movie theme. They had a couple of movies, they were local movies, not the blockbusters and stuff like that. And you had to watch them and take something from those movies and put it into the game, like anything you want. Either the whole movie if you have skill to do that in 48 hours, or just some really small episode and make the game out of it. And this year, the first course of Albert College's students went there. I guess there were 4 of you guys there. Yeah. Most of them had started to learn game dev about month or 2 months before that. So I want to see what they made. I've never seen that in my lectures. They refuse to show me that. So Eric's is telling me to wait. Late bug fixing. Talking about game jams, this is something you can experience in the game jams, especially in garage. At least 2 garages I've been. I finished my project in the time of final presentations. We're all there, everybody gather around and showing the projects, and we're just doing a lot of the last coding because the shit's not working, and they all hell breaks loose and stuff like that. And he's doing just that thing right now. He said that it works. Okay, come over here. And I'm pretty sure he could tell you about something more about this game jam, in general, because this game jam in Tallinn is organized every year, around September or October each year, and there are tons of sponsors, mostly creative mobile and stuff like that, and it's pretty huge, usually about 100 or more participants from Estonia, something from Latvians, and casually Finland dudes and stuff like that. Tons of mentors and so on.
Tev ir kaut kāds serveris, mammas vai kaut kas tāds?
Ko tu gribi pārpakt?
Cip viss serveris.
Pāris megabaiti.
100 punkti, jā.
Pāris megabaits no reputācijas. Vai ielikt kaut kur Dropboxā nešā? Jo man OSB viss ir aizņemts strīmā.
Ar visu to man lokāli šobrīd ir paši.
Ui, pie 7, pie 8 megabaiti.
Tas nav daudz. Ielies Dropboxā, tas ir
Tur ir daudz...
Sazipo, ielies Dropboxā un nošāro linku.
Okay, we'll get this game to that computer for the show and presentation. So that's a 5-minute break now for smoking and buying drinks and going to pay.
At least 10 years ago. Too long to remember. Yeah, 10 years ago, no? 2012. Come on, guys. Long time. Oh, you got that. So that's some great.
That's it. Jā, bet tas ir viss tāds.
It's like slow as fuck. Parādīšu, pagaidām uztaisīt.
Stāstīšu vienkārši to, fucked up?
Yeah, pretty much. Bet tev īsumā piestā.
Nedīšu.
Dīšu. Tev no oriģināliem blonzi?
Viņi bija oriģināli bloni pusgadu. Viņš jau teica, tiešām. Tad es pēc angliski Viņš raksta vai laiks. Nākamreiz. Kurš? Tu tā kā tev pirms noslīdēji pa 3 ceriem. Nu jā, varētu būt nomet. Jā, labi, es gribēju par vienu lietu, ko atdevu. Pastīk, Erika. Pirmais dzēriens, pirmā sastāvdaļa. Okay. Good luck, Erika. You can do it.
Tas internets vienkārši ir ekstrīvs.
Nu rēķini, te ir tik daudz GameDev un katram vismaz pa 2 verķiem esmu piekonektējušies. Tas ir normāls.
Bre, es īstenībā gribu jaunāku magu.
Gribu jaunāku datoru.
Nē, man arī stacionārs to. Zini priekš kādu?
Es tikko sāku LOL spēlēt. Tikai tāpēc, ka tas ir vienīgais, ko mans dators var pavilkt. Vajag jaunu datoru. Daži savu komandu ir tādi ļoti šaubīgi tādi. Mums arī būs jārādās un jāiet iekšā, būs cilvēks, mums skatīsies pasaules vietā.
Bet ne tikai divi ir.
Labāk nekas kas. Nē, vismaz tā, ka tas bija tas un tas bija tas.
Mēs jau kopā bijām kādi 8.
Nu, labi, tie igauņi neskaitās. Vai tev kaut kā darbu izdarīt?
Jā. Es izstāstīju.
Ok, jā, jo tas ir.
Bet nekad nestrādāju. Ja vienīgais, kas no tiem igauņiem, no tiem 4 igauņiem bija ahujieni, tad bija tas mūzika. Vai tu dirž tās skaņas bija ahujienā.
Basically, šitās ir reizē labs experience, tīri priekš Global Game Jam. Nu, labi,
vispār priekš jebkā, jo
mūsējiem tad pofīgi, mūsu Global Game Jamā jau ir visai legit viss notiek. Tu ej vai no gatavu komandai pieģaunies kādam savējiem, jau pazīst. Bet tīri tās experience, kas notiek, ka te uz random game jam, kaut kur nahar nebūt. Vienalga, tas ir bišķis interesantāk.
Es zinu, man vēl vajag uz toaleti. Tu tūt nāk stāstīt. Nu, tieši tāpēc arī tu nāk. Labi, kamēr
Viņa vienīgais random teammates spiedžojumajās Igaunis bija audio māsters, kas uzsāsīja labi audio. Lol. Pagaidi. Dropbox zip, Dropbox 1 zip.
Nē, tas ir izdevums.
Ok.
Kāds ir? Tev jau nav nekāds serveris, ne?
Nē.
Jo Phase ir serveri.
Pagaid, kāds serveri?
Čipa X-āms, mams. Web serveri.
Kas? Nošārēji? Nošārēji?
Vēlreiz?
Kas ar tiem failiem vajag?
Es taču.
Viss kārtībā, jā?
Tikai vajag serveri, jā. Jo
serveris.
Phaserim vajag serveri.
Pagaid, tev vajag web serveri? Tev vajag web serveri?
Localhosts, tur nevajag nekādas additional stuff, tikai priekš tā, lai palaiž JavaScript.
Man ir serveris, jā.
Kārtīga programmētājiem ir serveris datorā.
Tagad tikai jautājums.
Man ir mans.
Vai tur vai... Tur
tieši JavaScript frontends, bet viņam vajag serveri, lai varētu lādēt assets no lokālās.
Sapratu. Es jau neatceros, kur tas serveris... Viņš Makam ir iebūvēts serveris.
Jā?
Jā. Nezinu.
Es sapratu, Linuxam ir iebūvēts serveris Mac.
Jā, Makam ir... Es tik neatceros, kur viņš glabāja fails.
Sākas var meklēt.
Ierakstīja Mac web server index.html. Arī kur ir? Nē, pagaid, nē, nav. Nav internets? Kaut kur iekš library. No. Jā, pagaid. Kur web servers, tā. Sharing, web sharing. Arī tur ir username site. Sites, kur ir. Tā, no šitā var iekopēt.
Jā, mums skačājās. Vēl 20 meklē.
Tā ir tāpēc, ka streams.
Nu jā, arī skaidrs.
Streams nav atšķirās šitā. Bet nu vienalga šitā jau nav oficiāla daļa. Vienalga streams iekļaunīja. Pohoj.
Jā? Actually, es arī varu uzpīpēt.
Es saku, neviens nepazudīs to laiku, kamēr tas viss notiek process.
Kas tad? Spēles? Ir gan?
Nē, kad new releases ir vienā no
Nē, pie upcoming releases? Jā, tas jā, bet pie news. Sasapats viņš bija tikpat? Zipotam vajadzēja būt daudz mazāk.
Es tev iedošu viņam viņus. Māris, viņam, jā. Noteikti, tāpēc, ka viņam ir tiešām, viņam ir kārstā LA, tas ir, nav, tas ir, viņam noteikti. Kas? Jā, viņš nav orums. Well, we have official mark. So now everybody's somebody wants to present something, you just take the mic and so microphone is on. So.
I was thinking maybe next time
Next time is January is we will nominate the game of the year. We will announce
I can't tolerate this.
Yeah.
Šis, ja?
Jā.
Tur ir jau, come on. Tā, tur ir jau iekšā.
Viss redzi.
What? Nesaka, tur ir kaut kāds PHP.
No, of course not.
Index HTML. Save.
Es nebiju gatavs prezentēt, man bija vajagais laikums.
Jā, tas nav īstais. Tas nav īstais. Tā zin kā? Network. Username site. Pagaidi. Jā.
Nekā mēs vienkārši izdarām to, kas ir tajā mapē, parkupējam. Es parasti stāvis taunās tā mapē.
Jā, bet es nevaru atrast, kur viņš ir.
Nē, skaties.
Pagaid, līdām es līdām atradīšu.
Papazēt fonā kaut ko par GameDeviem.
Pagaid.
Jā, cilvēki lai garlaicīgi.
Oh, come on. Your username. Mountain with introduction. Upper mood web sharing is.
Local server for Mac, līdzīgi kā HFS programmī, kas var pāris kilometrus.
Mums.
No kurienes man ņemās? Pagaidzi, līdām sapratīšu. Tā.
Es būtu vienkārši fanku.
Pagaidzi, līdām.
Jā, šur. Es nekur nesteidzos.
Man liekas, vienkārši ielabošanas savā hostingā un uzmest savu serveri. Palaist savu netu.
Es nezinu, tas jāpēc tur ir.
Būs sesijā jāatzīst. Viena obligāta prasībām globāla game apmeklēšana. Apmeklēšana vai piedalīšanās? Kāda ir apmeklēšana piedalīšanās?
Tad jaunajiem MacBookiem ir HDMI?
Jā.
Hell! Laikam upgrade.
HTTPD. Ir tā kā HTTPD. Ir jautājums, kur viņš ir... Te ir...
Wow.
Tā. Steam, local airline, local.
Vajag māmu pavaicīt, vajag māmu. Katram gadījumam
So we have a little bit of hold up here based on problems with Mac. Because we have like direct solutions for Windows, but that's a Mac. Mac.
Better than Windows.
But we'll get there.
Come again.
HTTPD. Kur mums ir HTTPD? Kur, kur viņš ir vada lokāli. Macboards.
So in the meantime, when we wait, I can fill this time with some kind of stuff about game jams in general. Are there anyone who's interested to hear about like what the hell the game jams and hackathons in general are, and what you would need and what you would like expected from them? Anyone? I saw one hand. Anyone more? One hand. Anyone more hands? Two hands. Three hands. More? About hackathons and game jams. Okay, more hands. So, about the game jams in general, like something that we have about global game jam, the similar about what these guys are going to show about game jam they had in Tallinn. There's a difference between regular hackathon and game jam. The common thing is mostly they're 48 hours, come there, stay there, create stuff, and show what you did after 48 hours. The main difference is in these kind of game jams, at least what we will have, everyone there will be game developers. So we're not exactly too critical about what you've made. The main thing is that you actually make something that works. And that's fucking awesome. In regular hackathons, like garage hackathons, which are not related to exactly to game developers, stuff like that, the main thing is to make something that looks good. But that doesn't necessarily seem it doesn't need to work, but it should look good. And that's a really, really big like tricky situation for game developers because if you go to a regular kind of hackathon where game devs, web devs, like app devs and stuff like that, everyone there, including mentors and jury and everyone who's getting prizes, they expect that you show something that looks great, that markets great, something you can sell great, but at least in 50% cases of general hackathons where I've been to, winners didn't have any working like product at all. They made some kind of a prototype of something that they pre-coded before, that it shows like for a presentation that it works, but it doesn't work at all. It's not the case in a game though, because if you make a game, it has to work because we can actually go there and try to play it, and that's the case of Global Game Jam, which we'll have in January. And that's why we're not so critical about it, because the main case is that you make something that works. It shouldn't look good. It shouldn't look like a really finished and polished game. You have to make something that really works. At least like the cubes that moves around, you can control. You have the base mechanics and stuff like that. So, and also, I'm not sure if it was mentioned in a presentation about Global Game Jam. You don't actually have to like come there alone. You can actually build a team before and come with a team already, like a settled team. So you can gather up like. No. We're still having a problem here. That's a Mac. So in all those specific like hackathons, although technically you depends from the ones who organize them. In a garage hackathons organized by Estonians, usually there are like 4 people teams, either gathered on the side from random people, either like pre-combined and just coming out of team already. It's hard to get there on hackathons if you have less than 3 people, unless you like drink a lot with them and know them. And they know that you can develop stuff in 48 hours if you have less than 2 people team. In this case, in Global Game Jam, that doesn't matter, because the main goal is to make something that actually works. So at least in last year we had at least 3 participants who went totally solo, and they won the prizes. We had prizes last year from Microsoft, and 2 of the winners were solo dudes. So it's also possible in these kind of game jams, like the hackathons for the games, to have like teams with just 1 people in a team. So that's also cool. I'm just killing time. Any questions about hackathons? Any? I've been in more than 30 hackathons for the past like 3 or 4 years. So, any questions about hackathons? Please. Just for killing time. What to prepare for Global Game Jam? There will be a new hackathon. Oh, listening. That's my regular schedule. That's about game devs. We don't have a schedule. At least usually. There are some companies around who have like actual game dev companies who have this schedule 9 to 5. That's a bullshit. So usually game devs are really like flexible and stuff like that. At least, especially the freelancers. And 1 weekend in a month or 2, that's not a problem. I forgot what I wanted to say.
How obligatory is for us first years to go there?
For the first years on the college, that's about 50% of the score. So show up and make something. So in the last meeting, Elvis said that if I would get at least 10 young students to the global game jam, that would be really awesome. So I made this part of the exam. So yeah, you didn't hear that, so it's awesome.
Jā, bet jābūt apbalsam.
Any more questions about game jams? Game jams. Bring sleeping mattress. If it's in Estonia, get ready to get boozed.
Users Elvis site. What?
Oh, and by the way, you don't need to have any skill to participate in game jam. You can go as marketer anytime. I'll stop talking.
Tas ir serveros. Mums vajag listen 80, load module. Lītām atradīsim. Tā, virtual hosts. Yeah, of course.
Mike is on.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Is everyone listening? I'd like to advertise a job. I'm looking for an artist, a really, really good artist that makes sprites, vector type of art. It's sort of in between like a puzzle and a game, but the art really has to be amazing, and I'm going to pay for various projects. So I need about, for example, 10 sprites, and each sprite will be some sort of animal, like giraffe, dinosaur, hippopotamus, and the hippopotamus might be dancing around, something like that. And yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for. So if any of you are artists or know an artist, please contact me. Okay. Thank you.
Arī, kur ir kaut kas dokumentu rūpes. Okay.
I'll give you an example.
Dažreiz man besīmā.
Tas nav māks, tas ir stulbais Apache, kas viņš ņem sazina no kurienes, kur 80 pārts virtual host, user docs nav tāds folders. Es nezinu, no kurienes viņš ņem.
Man liekas, tas ir tas Haiden. Kāpēc arī nevar atšķirt?
Nē.
Viņam nav servers.
Tas tur HTTP, bļaļ, es var nošērot no Dropbox, no Drive.
Es nesaprotu, Ēc, kur config files, no kurienes viņš ņem HTTPD.
Ņem HDMI. Ok, šitam ir viss, taisam. Nav ko čakarēties.
Bet sen jau vajadzēja. Es webā nestrādāju jau daudz gadus, es vispār, man tikai sakritības pēc tur bija.
Viņš izsās lēns.
Ja tikko viņam izslēdz fucking Battlefield. Kurš knapi tur kolbi.
Not responding.
That's my email.
Man vajag inkognito, tāpēc, ka es negribu savu paroli tev atstāt.
Ja tev vajag hotspot
Zini, pie manām parolēm tiekot, oi, kādas lietas var nokārtot.
I honestly do not give a single shit.
So what's poisonous back? Gribētais loks. Congratulations, we got actual computer, not a Mac, so we'll be up in few minutes.
Because MacBook.
Es būtu zinājis, ka vajadzēs, būtu paņēmis pārēdot.
Tu pieņems normālu datoru.
To vajadzēja zināt.
Es cerēju, ka man nebūs tagad jādara.
Cerīgi būt mierinājumus.
Tu pats man solīji, ka tu meetupā prezentēsi.
Es nezinu, ko es tev esmu solījis, jā.
Ģeņ. Šām ieslēdz kaploku. Kur var redzēt, vai ieslēdz kaploks?
Nav ieslēdz.
Kā tev redzēt?
Tu tikko pats rakstīji. Oi.
Es tikko nomēju paroli, es pat labi viņu atceros 38 simbolus. Man katrai lapā ir savu paroli ar šitādiem simbolu skaitiem. Es viņus nekur neesmu pierakstījis. College lectures. Jā, kura grupa. Man vēl kāds ir. Es taču nezinu, es gribas Plaimas prezentācijām pirmā kad prezentācijas bija uz sen, bet mums tad bija MacBook. Un uz tiem nestrādā nekāda veida kaut kas serveri.
Viņš vienkārši haters ir.
Jā. Tāpēc tuliņās palaidīsim. Kā mēs palaidīsim? Tāpēc jāatrāk. What is it? Partial optimization and stuff. Yeah, they need like technical coding stuff. Java.
Kāpēc būs stāvanas? Nē, viss kārtībā, to būs.
Ah, fucking hell.
Vai nē?
Kā uzbīt vāciņu. Okay.
Okay, so ciao.